Forget ancient Rome, forget medieval Europe, because 1,000 years ago, while everyone else was figuring out fire, there was a crew in Africa who literally held the global economy hostage. We're talking about the kings who owned the entire gold market. They didn't just sell gold, they ran it. Their palace was stacked and their dogs wore solid silver collars. Yeah, their dogs. This is the story of Wagadu, the empire so rich and legendary, it was called Ghana. Get ready to reset your brain about world history. Quick fact check, is this the modern country of Ghana? Nope, not at all. That's the wrong Ghana. That modern nation borrowed the name just to salute this legendary OG empire, which was way up northwest, deep in the Sahel. This is the real deal. This is where the Soninke people built a kingdom that was basically the ancient world's central bank. Picture the Sahel, that crazy dusty strip between the scorching desert and the green farmland. It was prime real estate. The Soninke settled there, and guess what they found under their feet? Gold. Just scoop it up. And what was coming down from the north in massive caravans was salt, the ultimate necessity. Back then, a brick of salt could literally buy you a human life. Ghana's whole business model was built on one perfect equation. Where salt met gold, they became the unbeatable middleman. They weren't warriors. Oh no, they weren't. They were traders, and they were ruthless geniuses about it. They locked down the richest gold mines in West Africa, the Bambuk region. And here's the key. They kept the mine's location a complete secret. They didn't just dump gold onto the market and crash the price. They controlled the flow, keeping it valuable. All the dust was for the people, but any big chunky gold nugget, that went straight to the king, no exceptions. That's economic control, period. Every single piece of merchandise, the horses, the textiles, the copper coming in, the ivory, the kola nut and the gold going out, everything passed through their hands. It was a giant mandatory checkpoint. Every cart was weighed, measured and taxed. The king's officials weren't messing around. This wasn't just a business, it was a sacred ancestor-backed power trip. Travelers from Morocco were blown away. The king would stroll out wearing so much gold, it was practically a walking statue. His dogs, as we said, had silver drip. The capital, Koumbi Saleh, wasn't just a city, it was a vibe check. It was split in two. On one side, the Soninke royal family, the ancestral drums pounding, the priests doing their thing. On the other, a buzzing Muslim quarter, full of scholars, mosques and global merchants. It was the ultimate global hub where tradition and world trade ran side by side. But as they say, all good things must come to an end. Nobody stays king forever. In the 11th century, the Almoravids showed up. Desert fighters, religious hardliners. They saw Ghana's wealth and tolerance and they called it corruption. They decided Ghana was a target that needed to be wiped clean. They didn't go for the palace, they went for the supply chain. They started choking off the trade routes. The gold trickled to nothing. Ghana was essentially starved out. By 1076, the party was over. The great city fell, the balance shattered, and the empire that had glowed with gold faded into dust. Empires die, but their ideas don't. As Ghana crashed, the Soninke people didn't disappear. They moved. They took all their brilliant knowledge about trade, political power, and sacred kingship, and they planted those seeds in new grounds. And that new ground, it grew into something even bigger, Mali. If you want to hear the story of Mali and Mansa Musa, it will be linked in this video. Make sure you check it out. It's another lovely story of African history that will blow your mind. Ghana was not destroyed, it was just the foundation. Even today, the Soninke storyteller said Wagadu was there 4 times, and 4 times she disappeared. Translation, you can knock us down, but we'll always transform and come back stronger. If the story blew your mind and you want to hear more about African history, or you are thinking, oh, why did I learn this in school? Hit that like button, subscribe to Echoes of Africa. African history isn't lost, it's waiting to be told, and we are here to turn up the volume. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one. Bye.